Date: 14 September 1998, 6:12 a.m. Detective Emily Holt, 32, sat alone in her car outside the Metro Police Archives, gripping a worn brown purse. It was her sister's, Claire's, the only thing ever recovered from Robert Klein's storage unit. For 17 years, Emily lived with the same question the world had forgotten. How does someone vanish from a bus? With no exit? Now a detective, she had access to files she never did before. And today, she was going to reopen the case herself. Not as a cop, as a sister. Emily walked into the basement archive room. Dusty boxes, dim overhead lights, case numbers scribbled in fading marker. She found the box labeled Case Number 2047 Holt, Claire. Unsolved. Inside, crime scene photos, bus CCTV tape, a list of passengers, handwritten notes from the original investigators, psychological evaluation of Robert Klein, Claire's purse, and one item Emily never knew existed, a second tape, one that was never logged. Her heart pounded. She slid the unlogged tape into the archive VCR, static, then a frame, a dark room, concrete walls, a single flickering bulb. Claire Holt alive, sitting on a metal chair, hands tied, a bruise on her cheek. A shadowy figure moved behind her, tall, wearing gloves. The tape cut off. Emily froze. This wasn't Robert Klein. This was someone else, someone taller, broader, someone who knew how to hide, and someone who had been behind the camera. Emily drove to her childhood home. Her mother, Margaret Holt, sat in her wheelchair near the window. Weak but alert, Margaret dropped the glass she was holding when Emily showed her the still image from the tape. Her hands trembled. Emily, you shouldn't be reopening this. Mom, you know this man. Margaret didn't answer. Tears welled up. You need to leave it alone, Emily. Some people don't want this found. Mom, who doesn't want it found? Her mother whispered a name Emily had not heard in 20 years. The Foundation. Emily dug into old government records. The Foundation was a private charitable organization, a community development fund, a sponsor of public transport routes, and former employer of bus driver Robert Klein. But deeper records, sealed ones, showed a darker side. In the 1980s, the Foundation was investigated for human trafficking, illegal surveillance, underground holding facilities, disappearances of young women. The cases were covered up. Claire's case was one of them. Robert Klein wasn't a mastermind. He was a recruiter. Emily found retired Detective Harris Cole, who handled Claire's case. He lived alone now, paranoid. Locks everywhere when Emily introduced herself. His face drained of color. I knew someone would come, he said. Someone from the family. He showed her a metal lockbox. Inside, confidential reports, photos of other missing women, a list of suspects, a hand-drawn diagram of an underground facility beneath several storage units, a note that read, Claire is not the only one. Harris whispered, Robert Klein didn't kill your sister. He delivered her to who? Emily asked. Harris's voice shook. A man they called the Collector. Emily re-examined the second tape. Slowing the footage frame by frame, she noticed a reflection in a metal pipe on the wall. A face. Not Robert. A man with a scar on the jaw. Thin wire-framed glasses. A large ring with a serpent symbol. She enhanced the frame. Her blood ran cold. Her mother had a photo of that exact ring in an old family album, worn by her father's old friend, Daniel Rowe, a man who disappeared from their lives months before Claire vanished. Emily confronted her mother. Margaret broke down. She admitted the truth. Daniel Rowe, her late husband's business partner, once worked for the Foundation. He visited their home often when Claire was young. Margaret always felt something off about him. When Claire disappeared, she suspected Daniel and she told the original detectives. But Daniel had connections, powerful ones, and Margaret was warned to stop asking questions. Emily traced his last known address, his bank accounts, his private storage rentals, his connection to Robert Klein, his involvement in the Foundation's underground network. Every trail led to a single place: abandoned Terminal 12. The old bus route hub closed 14 years earlier. Where buses went to die. Emily entered the terminal at night. No lights, no guards, just echoes. In the far corner stood a rusted bus, Route 47, the same bus. Emily's hands trembled as she climbed inside. She reached the midpoint, the exact place where the footage had gone to static. Then she felt it, a breeze, inside a sealed bus. She knelt and found a loose metal panel under the floor, a hidden hatch. She forced it open. A ladder led into darkness. Emily descended into a vast underground chamber. Old lights flickering. A table with women's belongings. Dusty chairs. Chains on the wall. A camera stand. Folders with names at the far end. And one empty metal chair in the center. Emily pushed it open. Inside was a small room with newspaper clippings, missing person flyers, a corkboard with faces, and written in red marker. She got off the bus. Emily Holt. She spun around. A man stepped out of the shadows, serpent ring glowing in the dim light. Daniel Rowe. Tall, scar on the jaw. He smiled. You should have stayed away. Emily raised her gun. Where is my sister? Daniel stepped closer, unafraid. She never left here. Emily fired, but Daniel vanished through a back passage like he knew the maze by heart. Emily searched the final room, a dusty box in the corner. Inside, Claire's folded newspaper, her earrings, a journal, a ripped piece of her blue dress, and a medical document dated 1981. Transfer, Claire Holt, status, alive. Emily collapsed to her knees. Her sister had survived the first night, and by who? Emily left Terminal 12 with one mission: find the next location, find the collector, find Claire. Her mother knew more. Daniel Rowe was still alive, and the Foundation was far from gone. This wasn't a disappearance. It was a network, a system, a hunt. And Emily Holt was just getting started.